What makes a dad? God took the strength of a mountain, the majesty of a tree, the warmth of a summer sun, the calm of a quiet sea, the generous soul of nature, the comforting arm of night, the wisdom of the ages, the power of the eagle's flight, the joy of a morning in spring, the faith of a mustard seed, the patience of eternity, the depth of a family need. Then God combined these qualities when there was nothing more to add. He knew his masterpiece was complete, and so he called it Dad. With love, forever your daughter, Alysha Leigh. What's up, everybody? It's me, Alysha Leigh, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little different. This is going to be about my father's cologne collection, so if you're interested, stay tuned. So thank you so much for joining me today. Today's video is really near and dear to my heart. My father, Alex Ingram, was one of the best people I've known in my entire life, and he passed away last year, August 31st, 2020, and it's been a hard time without him. My father was a musician. He played the piano and the organ. He loved God with all his heart. I think he loved God the most out of everything, and probably his next love was his family, followed by music. And he just was a different kind of individual, but he was true to himself, and I don't think I'll ever meet anybody like him ever in this lifetime. He was all about excellence and order and service. He was just a great human being. He, of course, had his flaws, but he definitely meant good with everything that he did. And he loved to serve God and God's people, and he genuinely was someone that tried to see the best in everybody, and I definitely feel like I learned that from him. But he was just one of a kind person, one of a kind human being. So him not being here is very difficult for me, and I'm just trying to navigate my way through grief and life without him, essentially. So this video is not to be about, me spilling everything, but me really just sharing a part of him with you all that he left behind, and that is his cologne collection. And as far as I can remember, back for ever, my father smelled amazing. He didn't leave the house without spraying something on him. He would spray so much it would leave a trail. It would be hours later and you could still smell him because he would spray so much. And I have all of his colognes with me. He has 11, and I have them listed in what I don't like to what I like the most. That's just the easiest way that I feel like I could get through them. So I am going to stop rambling now and get right into the video of his colognes. So sit back and relax. Okay, so my goal is to get through this without crying, and I've already been crying. My lash is coming off, so please excuse me if I start to look a little crazy, but I'm trying to get through this video without having a breakdown. So thank you guys for your support. Make sure you like this video, thumbs it up please, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and comment down below your father's favorite fragrance if you know it. Okay, so I'm going to be looking down briefly, and that's to read my notes, so I want to give you a heads up on that. Okay, so the first cologne that I'm going to go through is my least favorite out of the collection, and that is this Dunhill Icon. This is what it looks like. I don't like the packaging. It reminds me of two things. It feels like a cheese grater, and then it reminds me of the instrument where you do like this and it makes that like the shook noise. I don't like that. So it looks like that. I believe it's magnetic, which is a nice touch, but this is what it looks like. This is a Dunhill London Icon. This is a 3.4 fluid ounce bottle, and I don't like don't like this at all. To me, it's very like, I don't know. I don't remember him wearing this. I'm not saying that he didn't, but I don't remember him wearing this. It's not my favorite. I know that this is like a lot of guys like OG favorite, but to me, it's not something that I feel like is that great. So the second fragrance that I have, Acqua de Parma Colonia Club, and it's like this. Looks like this in this green bottle. It's really pretty. It's probably my least favorite, if not tied for the Dunhill spot. They both to me are very neck and neck. I gave this a little bit more of an edge because to me, I think I like the dry down a little bit better, but this to me still is not something that I prefer. The notes in this, one of the prominent notes in this is mint, and I feel like that's all I'm getting is mint, like just straight mint, and to me that is a little bit too strong. I'm not really liking it, but I can see how this works in really, really hot weather, and you know, so I get why he might have gotten this. I really like the appearance. I like the presentation of this bottle. Very like clean, but like nice. I don't know how to explain it, but I really like it. I'm feeling the green. I think that's what it is. I don't really have much to say about this. I'm gonna leave it at that and move on to the next one. This fragrance that I'm about to talk about is probably the fragrance that I have seen in my father's collection the longest, and I don't even know if it's the one that's been in his collection the longest. I can't recall a time where I didn't see this fragrance a part of his collection, and this is like all the way back to me being a child. And the only reason why I can say this is because this bottle is so unique to me that I would always notice it. Joop Homme. Now, for the longest time, I know a lot of people were calling it Joop, but apparently it's Joop. And I can always just remember this like burgundy looking liquid in my father's collection. This brings back so many memories about this fragrance and about my dad. I do remember him wearing this, but not later in life, like early when I was a child and a teenager. This was released in 1989, before I was born, and so I can only imagine how long he's been wearing this. Now this fragrance is very sweet, like a loud sweetness. Like it's going to project, it's going to last a very long time, and it can be maybe even a little bit clawing, depending on whatever environment you're in. But this is a projection bomb. This is sweet. This is longevity. Like this is great. Now I do think that there are better sweet colognes out on the market nowadays, but just for the purposes of this video, this to me is one of the sweetest probably on this list. The reason why it's so low though is because, like I said, it's a little clawing for me. It's a little bit too loud for me. I don't know, there's better to me on this list than this fragrance that I'm about to show you is another throwback. This was released in 1979, and this one is another one that I can remember my dad wearing so vividly. We're kind of getting into the ones now where I just feel like I can remember him wearing these fragrances all the time, and this one is Paul Sebastian Fine. So this is something that I can remember my dad putting this on. I can remember my dad wearing this. As you can see, he's worn it a lot. This just brings back so many memories of my dad. This has like a lot of florals in it, and it's a little spicy. And the reason why I'm laughing is because it is definitely, to me, for the more mature person. This isn't like I wouldn't see a 20-year-old wearing this. This is definitely somebody in their 50s, somebody in their 60s, 70s who's been growing with this scent. I definitely think that this is for the mature person, and I love it. I can't remember. This is probably like one of his like everyday scents or something like that later on in life. But this is definitely an old staple of his, Paul Sebastian Fine. Alright, so the next fragrance I have, to me, is definitely for the fall. This is Obession by Calvin Klein. This was launched in 1986. This, to me, is something my dad has worn a lot, so like I said, in the fall and the winter time. It's very like spicy. One of the notes in this is cinnamon, and it has nutmeg in it, and it has spices in it, and it's definitely giving me cold weather vibes. Wow, I can definitely get some on my dad. I will also say that this is for a mature person as well, but you know, this is an oldie. But I feel like this is still good, so I would definitely give this a try. Like, I feel like this is like something you would snuggle up in. This is like really fall and winter. To me, it definitely would do well in cold weather. I wouldn't really wear this in the summertime, and I can recall my father, he would wear this in the colder times. And this is such a good set. It is an eau de toilette, so this is probably not going to last as long. However, my father made everything last long. I don't know what he did, but everything on him lasts long. I really like this. This is Obession by Calvin Klein. The next scent that I have is by Dolce & Gabbana. This fragrance was released in 2014, and this is Intenso, and it looks like this. I love the bottle. I love the presentation. It looks like so nice. It's really heavy bottle. Woody, kind of spicy. I love this because this is woody but light. It's really pleasant. It's not like super loud, but it's strong. Like, it has a presence, but it's like bright at the same time. It's like woody and bright. I think this is good for like fall, winter as well. Just because of the woodiness, to me, this is like perfect for that. This is more of a broader spectrum of men. Like, I don't think you have to be super mature or you have to be super young. Like, I feel like this is a good fit for any guy, really. It's just really woody, but really bright and floral. I think that's what it is. I think it's the flowers in here that make it a little bit less obtrusive and loud, but it kind of has like a nice settling feeling to it. This is Intenso by Dolce & Gabbana. Okay, so this fragrance is a lot of men's favorite fragrance, and this is definitely a summer banger. This is Acqua di Gioia by Armani. This is so nice. I mean, this is something that I recommend for every man to have. It's bright, it's citrusy, but it's sweet and inviting at the same time. I definitely remember my dad wearing this in the summertime. This was actually one of his go-tos in the summertime. He loved Armani. He loved Gio. They call it Gio. He loved his Gio. This is definitely a staple of his, hands down, for sure. This like smells like my dad. Like, this is not Armani. This is dad. This is dad in a bottle to me. And all of these ones coming up, they're going to be like dad in a bottle. But this is so nice. This is, like I said, it's citrusy, it's florally. It's definitely great for summertime, warm weather. Wouldn't wear this in the fall, summer, but this is definitely spring and summer, heavy on the summer though, because of the citrus in the top and the floral in the mid. I'm gonna have a musky, woody, ambery dry down in the base, but this is a must have. I think that every guy should have tried this at least once. This is Acqua di Gioia by Armani. Alright, so the next one is another staple that was in my father's collection, and to me, this is another one that I don't ever remember him not having, and this is Eternity for Men by Calvin Klein. As you can see, he's almost out of it. But this smells like my dad. Wow, that's kind of crazy. So yeah, this is a good everyday scent to me, but definitely more so in the spring and summertime. This reminds me of something he would wear like to choir rehearsal. 6.7 fluid ounces. I'm like, this is more than a 3.4. But yeah, this is Eternity for Men. I love this. This came out in 1990, the year before I was born. So he's had this probably ever since then, because my father's the type of person, once he gets onto something, he continuously buys it and buys it and buys it. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's been buying it since 1990. Another floral citrus with a woody, musky, ambery base. Really simple, but yet so pleasant and so like bright and inviting. But I feel like it's just chill. Like it's nothing like standoutish. Like it's just chill vibes on this cologne. So I really like this. Calvin Klein Eternity for Men. Alright, we're coming down to our last three. So the third one that I had was gifted to my dad, surprisingly, and I think this is the same one that he received as a gift. I don't think he ever got a chance to repurchase it. He wore this a lot on Sunday mornings for church, but I don't really recall him like wearing it just like out daily. Like he would wear this for like special occasions. And this is 1 Million by Paco Robanne, and it looks like this. It's like a gold brick supposedly, but this is like super nice. I love the packaging. To me, it's just different. It's very gaudy. It's not like my dad at all. So this is completely out of his like comfort zone. Like, but I love it. It's super flashy. This is sweet. Oh my gosh, this is so nice. This is giving me Sunday morning vibes, heading to church vibes. I actually think this would work good in any season. Actually, I think it would do well, and not maybe like extreme heat, but like if it's like a warmer day, I think this would be okay. This is really interesting, the notes for this, because it has a salt note in it, which I think makes it really unique. It has a leather note, it has a cashmere note, definitely picking up the ambergris, and it has florals in it. This is something that I feel like is definitely for any guy. Doesn't matter what age you are. I think this works for you. It's definitely going to be a head turner. It's going to get attention. It's going to project. This is going to be a standout. So definitely give this a try. Love this on my dad. Like I said, it reminds me of Sunday morning. It reminds me of him putting on his suit, getting ready for church, him being at church, him playing. Like this to me is like also my dad. So it's really, really bittersweet, but I love this. So the second to last fragrance I have is one that I really, really love. I think this is a great date night fragrance. I think this is a really romantic fragrance. So I can just only imagine him wearing this with dates with my mom. So this is Stronger With You by Armani. Now this to me is beautiful. This is like so beautiful. Now, surprisingly enough, this fragrance has a mint note in it, but I really can't smell it. It's fruity and it's florally, but it has like this warmness, woody in the base, and it has vanilla in the base. So that's also bringing out this sweetness. It's like fruity, sweet, floral. Like this is so definitely date night. This is definitely a good gift. So if you're looking for a gift for your husband or your boyfriend or whoever, this is a good gift. Stronger With You by Armani. So the last one is probably my absolute favorite, and this is something that I would go when he first passed. I would go into his bathroom and just smell this a lot to just think of him and to feel like he's near me. I would spray it on like my wrist or something. But this probably has to be my favorite out of the collection and the one to me that most reminds me of him. And it is YSL's Y. It looks like this. He has a Y on the side, but this to me is probably the fragrance that I feel like sticks with me the longest, that reminds me of my dad. It's like pretty much gone. I'm so sad that it's gone, but I can tell he loved it because he went through a whole bottle. It's really nice. It's really sweet. The top of it is really sweet, and that's because it has a green apple note, and that is actually starting to become one of my favorite notes for some reason. But it's so it's so nice. This to me is my favorite. It's hands down. I gifted this before. I think this is probably my top recommendation for a gift if you haven't smelled this or had this before. YSL Y. This is the bomb. This is a banger. I go and I smell this quite often. I probably will always keep a bottle of YSL Y near, just because this reminds me so much of him. This is definitely one of the ones where after he's left, you can smell this around the house. It's really nice. So that is my last one out of my father's collection of YSL Y. I definitely think that it'll be a great addition to your collection if you don't already have it. Guys, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I just wanted to share with you my opinions and my thoughts on those fragrances that are in my father's collection. Thank you so much for sticking with me if you're still here at this point of the video. I know I don't sound like my normal chipper happy self, but it's just a surreal moment to realize that the person that you've had with you your whole entire life is no longer here with you. It's really hard to, at least for me, it's been really hard to understand that and allow that to become my new norm, but working through that process every day, and I know that I can always smell him because of these fragrances. I always can feel like he was here and that he's still with me. So if you have not already, please give me a thumbs up. Make sure you comment below and let me know what is your favorite male fragrance, and subscribe to the channel while you're down there. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you're notified whenever I upload a new video, and head over to Instagram at _Alysha Leigh_ to stay connected with me there as well. Forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.